So today's update is gonna be pretty cool. I bought some wine. So now the psychological tactic that I'm being part of was pretty interesting today. Today I had multiple agencies from different parts of the world. Like they know where you go because the smartphone that you have, each app, they have a geolocation on there. So I know that I'm constantly being monitored by all of these agencies. So basically the US Army, what they did, they assign like couples that, like my packages that I'm buying online, because I was trying to go solar. Like I have this little cabin here, like there's nothing here. Like I practically, to avoid being homeless after losing my job, after losing my company, after losing everything, like I have this little, like almost like a shed, like a little bed here, and I have some food here as well that I was able to put together in a little workshop back there. Basically, it's like a small little cabin that I put here in the middle of the woods, because I don't have anywhere else to go. Because I was trying to get, out of the US, but I don't feel like leaving my daughter behind here in the US. So I'm just doing my due diligence, just being responsible, and just, even though I don't see her, she was taken from me. Like I have to do my due diligence to pay child support, and be here and just pay child support basically. And but these people are just agonizing and antagonizing me, the shit out of me. But anyway, back to the whole story. Basically, every package that I order online, like in this cabin, I'm using generators to power my whole cabin, and I have all sorts of alternative means of having energy. So there's one cable that's $20 that I was trying to ship over to a UPS store, and they threw my package away. Last week I contacted the seller, and the seller went through an investigation, and they couldn't find the package. The package was never returned to the sender. So when my package arrived at the USPS store as an express checkout, usually I go to USPS store, like a UPS store, to basically get my package, like as an access point to get my packages, right? So they're intercepting my packages. They threw my package away. And the lady that I never seen working there showed up out of the blue and told me straight to my face, like, we turned the package back as soon as possible. So I was like, okay. So I called the sender. The sender gave me an address to pick up the package, but the package was never returned. They threw my package away. So then I contacted multiple people. I was like, hey, can I use your address, like, so I can get some packages, because I'm trying to go solar here to my little cabin. And my packages are being intercepted. They're just like, I order a lock, like a little lock, and it was all ripped. Like the whole package was all ripped. Like somebody took a copy of this high security lock, like extreme high secure lock, but somebody ripped the package and made a copy of the key. And so that's what's happening to me. So today I went to the USPS location, the United States Postal Services, and they're doing an investigation right now to figure out why did the UPS store threw my package away. So I put my name down, my phone number, and they're just going through an investigation right now to figure out where my cables went. And now I'm trying to get registered at the US Post Office to get a new package, and I called the police to see if I can get an address here, and the police said they were saying that I'm able to get a rural mailing address here, but things are just not looking good at all, because I'm being followed, harassed. Like my town is only like 1,000 people. I'm seeing SUVs everywhere. like white SUVs, black SUVs. It's part of the civilian police task force out of the Obama administration. The bill that they passed was like $1 billion for it. And because I print stuff like 3D printing, I print guns, I do like gun parts and stuff like that for as a hobby. They see me as a domestic enemy. On top of it all, I've been speaking against the government for a very long time now. So part of the Citizencorp and Civilian Task Force and the Military Police Academy as well as the church, they basically, what it is that these Fortune 500 companies, they give out like money to get tax credit at the end of the year to all these establishments of spies inside the United States of America to press down the American people. And so they get free cars, they get SUVs, they get all sorts of stuff. And they play mind games with you. Like, for example, I was sitting at a Harbor Freight and a bunch of people showed up at Harbor Freight, like screaming and running to Harbor Freight. Like, my line had like 50 people at Harbor Freight today. So I was sitting over there and this guy tapped me on my shoulder and I was like, yeah, what is? And he was like, oh, you used to be with that truck company, right? And I was like, what? And he's like, are you in line? Are you in line? And I was just like, so I was like, that was fucking weird. How did he know my company name that I used to work with? That I was disqualified because the police department pulled me over and gave me a fake ticket. And then my company fired me for it. And then they never charged me with anything. So I was disqualified and fired and lost my business. And so this guy randomly tapped me on my shoulder and tells me shit like, oh, you used to be with that company, right? And I was like, what? And he's like, oh, are you in line? And I was like, what the fuck? And then I was walking at Hebes right now. Basically, I was walking at Hebes, and which is a store here in Texas. And this black lady, like, is walking right in front of me. She looks me in the eye, and she's just like, oh, I'm so sorry about everything. And so right now they're playing like confusion, psychological warfare, which is confusion. And so as I was driving to my town here, that's only like 10,000, like only 1,000 people, thousands of SUV, brand new Fords, brand new Dodges, brand new everything. And if you look at a statistic report, my town like is extremely poor. Like the locals have like beat down trucks. Like the guy across the street from me like lives in a really shitty RV. The guy in front of me there like have a really beat down car. I have a pretty shitty car as well. So like not that many people in this part of town can afford SUVs and all sorts of stuff like that. This town, like the average income in this town is like $20,000 to $30,000 a year. Majority of them are all retired that gets, pension from the government, so it's not that much money. And so when I interact with the locals here, they're just really nice people, really decent people. And so I had another agency today, which was basically the cartels, and they looked at me, and one of the guys showed up and looked at me and said, hey man, there's nothing wrong between us. Like there's nothing, like no hard feelings. And so I was just like, okay, no hard feelings. And so all these other bought up civilian court police task force shows up out of the blue and starts confusing the living shit out of me. And so I bought wine today. I'm celebrating the shittiest psychological warfare funded and paid by and for my tax dollars. I can't wait for World War III, man. I think this is why they're intercepting every package I send over here, everything, because they know that if the grid goes down, if some shit happens, they know that there's gonna be people like me that's gonna fucking go after these fucking people, because without cell phone, without water, without everything, they're just pawns. They won't know how to communicate with one another. So that's what's happening here in Texas. In Florida, it was a different tactic. They completely used a different tactic in Florida. They were just literally like on my face, like every day, like on my face every day, on my face every day. All police, not just police, but military, police, and civil police spies, basically. And then you got hundreds and thousands of military aircrafts flying in all 50 states, doing tower, man in the middle attacks, collecting a shitload of data out of the average population. So the locals here, the people that doesn't make much money, they're just scared. I had a guy, like a cowboy looking guy from a pretty poor guy. He was just like, hey man, just be quiet, man, because these people, they're all paranoid, like they're all fucked in the head. And so the reason why I picked this down is because everybody here, is basically not gonna snitch or do anything bad to me, but I don't have anything else to lose. Like, look, I have a little bed here. I have a little bit can of beans there. I have a little cabin. I got an air compressor there. I don't have anything valuable, but these people are trying to kill me or something psychologically. So I have to send this video again over to the military task force or civilian task force and be like, hey guys, like you guys already beat me down. Like I'm not sleeping in my car like I used to. Like I used to be homeless because of you guys, because I lost literally all of my jobs because of whisper campaign by the FBI during the pedophilia that was going on with James Comey back during the Obama administration. But now they're back. Now suddenly the military is looking for Russians everywhere. Did you find ISIS by any chance? Where's ISIS? No clue. Did you find the Russians? I can find any Russians here. I was trying really hard to find Russians and be like, hey guys, I really need help, but there's no fucking Russians here in Texas. So I don't know what the fuck these people are looking for, but apparently having like a knife like this big is really dangerous. Like I cook with this shit. See how sharp this thing is? Imagine your neck going through this shit. And so that's what's happening, man. It's absolutely fucking retarded. That's where my tax dollars is going to. Like, so anyway, if you guys want to know what I'm doing here, I'm cooking some potatoes. There's some potatoes here. And there's some canned lemonade. And you see right here, I cook with this spatula. I watch YouTube videos there. And I sleep here. And I have a thermometer there. And I have a freaking smoke detector there. And I have a reverse oxygen purifier there that brings clean oxygen into my containers and stuff like that. And I have filters everywhere. So that's what's going on here, guys. Congratulations, you found the Russians. And then I had a random lady today saying that, you need to buy a house. You need to buy a house. Like, no, I don't. I don't need to buy a house. If I buy a house, these people can fuck up my job like they did, where I lost my business and had to pay out of pocket, and then I would lose the house and go homeless at the end of the day. So my only option right now is to keep making weapons as much as possible, because when the time comes, I'm gonna have to fucking shoot, because I'm already homeless. I don't got anything else to lose, really. So you're putting your life in line right now. Look, I have nothing else to lose, man. Nothing to lose. If you guys find anything on me, you can go ahead and tell me what crimes I committed. I'll find a public defender and try to fight my case. But other than that, man, I mean, you're beating a fucking dead horse here. And I'm just trying to pay child support at this point. I'm homeless, paying child support. Congratulations, civilian task force. You guys found the Nazis. You guys found the Russians. And you found ISIS. Woohoo! Your time is coming, man. Your time is coming. You're pissing off a shitload of people, man. A shitload of people. Not just me, man. Not just me. Pissing off a lot of people, man. I've been talking to some people here and there. I mean, if the grid goes down randomly, if your water has shit in it, don't drink it. And just have some spirit generators at your house at this point. Because I know some people, they're not happy about this shit at all, man. After January 6th, fuck, man. I think this is why they're isolating me. They're trying to, like, isolate me to keep me from talking to other people. That's what they're trying to do, and fuck with me psychologically. And then they keep telling me, like, oh, you need help. You need to get help, bro. We're concerned about you. So you need to get help. You need to go to a mental institution. We're here to help you, man. That's what they're doing in public, or they're assigning couples and they're fucking with you psychologically. And it's not working on me. Because, I mean, all I can think of is this right here going through her fucking neck in public. So, but that would be that would be too easy to put myself on the line like that. So I'm just waiting for the right time, honestly, because as soon as Russia or China does something, I'm raising my fucking. I already got some white blankets here. I'm raising my fucking white blankets, like, hey, I'm here. I'm ready to fight. Let's go. Recruit me. So, you're not stopping shit. You're recruiting for the Russians and you're recruiting for the Chinese. That's what you're doing.